I'm Mhairi.
I'm Maureen.
And we're the producers of
The Kitchen Table.
Welcome.
We're talking about having it all and why that is even a question.
Yeah, because it's asked so often, why or can women have it all? Why is that even a question?
The first thing that came up for me was the mental load of because the thing for me is it's not to have it all, it's to be it all for everyone. So the mother, the wife, the lover, the friend.
At the moment I am just a mum. I took time off kind of because I got fired and that to sober up, but before that I went back to work when Amy was 8 months and I had a great job, great money, so I was out of the house 40 to 60 hours a week minimum.
Yeah.
That's your travel when you're talking about London, and I'm paying someone £1,000 a month to raise my child.
Yeah, there's that too, yeah.
And after about a year and a half I thought, no way.
Yeah.
I was I don't see anything. I'm missing her walking, I'm missing her talking, I'm missing everything. So now that she's in her first year at primary school, I am just a mum and I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I mean, I don't hinch my house. I'm not that type of person at home. I'm not that type of person. I tidy if someone's coming over. There's no rats or anything. But, but I get to go and see all the school things just now. I'm on the parents' council. I chaperone the school discos, keep myself out of trouble that way. But I take her to her clubs, I pick her up. I get to do her hair in the morning. Not this morning. But I get to do her hair in the morning. So I kind of understand that stay-at-home part.
Yeah.
But I don't understand...
See, I think I just don't like the labels as well. Labels get right on my nerves. You're just a mum, you're a housewife, you're a trad wife, you're, a stay-at-home mum, whatever. I feel all of them don't actually emphasise how fucking hard every one of the jobs are. Yeah. Every one of them. So the labels annoy me. The trad wife personally annoys me because that's not how I perceive the word traditional, and I certainly don't link it with the word wife, because to me, having looked at them, it's biblical gender roles that trad wives are playing out. That's just my opinion. Yeah. I'm totally for all women, every single woman having a choice. So if you want to label yourself any of those things, that's fine, but I think you should back it up with, that's my choice, so shut the fuck up.
No, she does say it's her choice, but I feel like...
But lots of them don't.
But I feel like they're using choice as a bit of a strong thing as well. You're is it a choice when you're pushing a role, you're pushing a pigeonhole, you're saying, you're not giving yourself choice by making this choice. I don't know, do you understand? It's not
really a choice.
I don't feel like it is a choice. It's more... I feel like they hide behind that to justify how they're living almost. It's because I don't know. Yeah, I know what you mean. I feel that it's the biblical gender role, because if you look at all the other activities they partake in, very much, I found that out, that it's very much a biblical gender role. It's as if they're taking the choice of that little segment of the way that they live and totally romanticising it. Yeah. That's what it looks like to me. They're saying obey, but choice. Now I'm is that Stockholm syndrome? Do you actually believe that's your choice? You always thought you grew up, I wanted to be like that, and I'm well, most females do then. If you're growing up, you're given dolls, that's not a choice. That was never a choice. Somebody gave you that doll. Do you know what I mean? Jess thinks, I'm going to have a baby. That's not her choice. She's seen this. That's what I'm that's not a choice. Although people do have a career and then make the choice, but I'm was it actually ever your decision? That's what I wonder. And then they hide behind it and they push gender roles, which I absolutely fucking hate. I think they're the devil for reasons of mental health and stuff. So I'm that's not a choice. You can't live in that that bubble, that household, and raise children and say they've got a choice, because they don't. If you're doing something and they're overhearing you say, I want to look good for daddy, or I've got to do this or do that, that's not a choice. You can't, in such a you just can't give choice in that environment. It doesn't make sense to live so harshly, by laws and rules, to have a choice. That's what I don't understand, why she made the choice. Maybe.
It's almost like creating it's a cultural thing within that home. It's creating the culture.
That's not a choice, because then there's barriers. I don't.
But also,
that's what I don't understand.
But I feel what she fails to recognize is that she even has a choice to go that way because of the women empowerment movement, because of the because of the suffragette, because of all the women who have put it out there that we need gender equality, so that she has a choice, and that's on the spectrum of the choices, So and it's not just a natural, you don't even think about it path, because there is a choice, because there's an awareness about it that's been created by people who feel very different to what she's creating. But
I do think that it's just the phase of here's this type of woman, and let's give this person, because she's totally entitled to her voice and opinion and whatever, giving her the airtime, putting it out there. It won't continue to be exposed like that, purely because it's not even in, I say Scottish Government because we're in Scotland, it's not even on the Scottish Government curriculum.
So we
you have, that's the Scottish Government are looking for gender equality in Scotland, and also, because I've done my research, and if I'm wrong, then someday I'm sure will let me know. But there is not a trad wife that I can find promoting themselves like that in the whole of Scotland. So I think it's just, whilst I've voiced my opinion about how I feel about the whole thing, the whole movement, I don't think it's going to be sticking around with hundreds of women jumping on, going, yeah, for the trad wife, get the hoovers out, get the hoovers out. I just don't think she is just getting her time, and I totally
it's just the
respect
hashtag
that.
of the moment.
It is totally, it's going nowhere, because there's too many women that they're the minority, and that's totally fine, you can have that. But the majority is, and even women that associate themselves as housewives, I've listened to radio phone-ins, I've seen telephone phone-ins on the TV, women are phoning in and saying, I stay at home, I see myself as a stay-at-home mum, I do not associate myself as a trad wife. So I've heard it more than once. So that gives me comfort. I'm not worried about it. We're not going to have a takeover in 1950 style. Thank the fucking Lord. So that's how I feel. I'm not too worried about it.
But then they say things like, so I read one post, it was like, I don't want to be sexist, it says, or something like this, but ladies, and I was like, oh, here we fucking go. If you could, would you learn mothercraft in school? And I was like, mothercraft? And I was like, what about my poor partner sitting beside me? Does he get a choice to do dadcraft? Could it not just be like, what the fuck is mothercraft? And you're telling me you made a choice, and you're like, oh, everyone's equal.
They'll not bring that into schools. They've done away at Lola's school. They've done away with the boys' line and the girls' line. I'm totally for that. I don't see why they should be. So there's no chance, and especially in Scotland, no way would that be brought in.
Why would you want to even?
But why even say it?
Why even call it mothercraft if you're inclusive? That's by definition. You've just went half of the population out. That means men can, they're meant to go to work, aren't they? Do you know what I mean? No fucking choice for him. You're off because I'm.
Got a rope tonight.
What about then? What about then? Same-sex partners.
That's what I thought.
Same-sex partners. Trad wives, is there one that goes to work? Is there one?
Well, you see, because it's biblically, religiously defined, then that you would need.
Yeah, but you know what? Along the same lines, I was thinking about my situation, and what if the man can't go to work? Because of any kind of exactly.
What does it mean?
Yeah.
It's just so non-inclusive, really. It is, isn't it? It's just so.
So it's not a choice. You can't make. You don't have a choice to be. I'm not even married, so I'm fucking not even included. Do you know what I mean? Like,
you're getting
it's not my choice. Yeah, I'm like.
I think we're all in agreement that the whole "can women have it all and why is it even a question" is just so subjective.
I think, yeah, for some it's good. Like, for some, they want to bring up inequality in the workplace. They want to bring up better working hours. And I understand the all is good for people that want it all. And their definition of all is to go to work and to have more rights. Like, you know, I feel like males have got even less rights than females in work sometimes. Like, it's just expected. Like, if my kid was ill, I'd be off. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's expected. But Dave is kind of almost, I don't know if he would say he's looked at differently, I don't know, but I feel like the all is good for some people, but for a lot of things with mums it just segregates and just causes barriers, and it causes full-time and part-time mums and all that shit. Do you know what I mean? Like, when you're just constantly comparing. Yeah, like
when I was at work for that 6 months after I had Lola, I did feel, I worked for a male, and I did feel that there was very little movement in that environment for my responsibility as a mother as well. Apart from that, there was also zero support in any form for childcare or to support mothers going back to work at that level. You know, like I'm talking, you know, quite a senior position here. And the only reason I'm stipulating that is I feel personally that the higher you go up the career ladder, the even more challenging it is to juggle it all, unless you can afford full-time childcare at a premium.
I was listening to something this week actually, and it touched on that subject, and it was saying people in senior management positions, more men have children than the women in senior management positions. They don't have the children. They have the job, but they don't have the children.
And there's only 25% of senior jobs occupied, if that's the right word, by women. So...
Well, yeah, because the higher you go, the more demanding the job, the less time you have for home. So at some point we have a decision to make, and that's the thing. But I think part of the having it all is a mental health issue, because there's also to recognize that we're not just jobs. Even if you choose your job at some point, like we're not just jobs. Like you still, I hate the word work-life balance, because like work is separate from life, and like, you know. But there is, so I went back to work and I had a woman as a boss, and she doesn't have any children, but she's the most compassionate person, and she was really committed to making it work for everyone. It's a small company, right? We were about like 12 or 13 people, but I worked from home, so she let me work from home. And I think the working remotely is happening a lot more now, and I think it's great, because you know, you don't have to work from home all the time, but like even 1 or 2 days, all of a sudden the balance is like restored, and you're not sort of stuck to your computer. I was just listening about like issues that are happening in the office right now, where I used to work, and I'm like, I could not go back to that. Like, I think there's a time for that. Like when I was younger and didn't have children, right? Then you don't mind about just, you know, whatever the environment, like you're just feeling that you're progressing, and that's how I was feeling. And you know, I was spending like 8 hours under artificial light in front of the computer. You don't really take your lunch break, because no one really takes their lunch break. And then you're gonna spend like, you know, your £5 on your meal deal, whatever. And that's your life for like however long you choose it. And just to have that choice to get out of it. And when she actually agreed to me working from home, all of a sudden I realized that I had an awareness, like I had a more balanced life. I could relax into my life a bit more.
Yeah, enjoy it. Your kid shouldn't be... Mine was a chore morning, night. Like, she was a chore, and then you're meant to like make dinner or do exercise or just nonsense. You're told to do stuff all the time, and I'm like, when the fuck have I got time for that? I work 5 days a week. I'm stressing out trying to drive 20 miles there, 20 miles back. Like, it was hard. Like, and then you are just a robot. You just go to sleep, repeat, do it the next day, and then your weekends are spent filling in all the things you didn't do during the week.
Exactly.
Like chores, like the garden was always like, it still is, it's like wild. You're like, when the fuck am I going to do that? It's huge. And you're like, and I don't want to do it. Like, I don't want to have to say, this is another day I can't be a parent. Like,
I felt personal pressure. You know, I feel I need to say this, because there are things that I do that Keith could do, but I feel I do them better. I'm doing it
Yeah.
because he doesn't do it as good as me. And I don't feel bad saying that because I know Keith would agree with me, you know, like making the bed. Like Keith doesn't have doesn't, you know, that's just one thing, but you know, just even the putting things in place, making things look nice, doing that whole interior bit. You know, he's just, and Keith doesn't care if the fucking washing's meeting him at the door. Keith would wait till he had fuck all to wear before he thought about putting the washing
Turn them
machine on.
inside out.
Do you know what I mean? Whereas I'm sitting going, oh, fuck me, there's 3 loads I could be doing. I need to get the washing on, do you know? So I do think that women also put themselves in a position of responsibility. I know I do. Responsibility, pressure and whatever, but also like I have this thing where if it's not done it just makes me feel uncomfortable as well, so I need to do it, you know. So I do think there's an element of that as well.
So I feel like I need to add to that, like the self-care element, because for me when I first heard about self-care I was like, I don't have time for that. Like it just becomes another item on your to-do list every day. I'm like, when the kids are sleeping, usually I go to bed like shortly after. Like, you know, like it just like, so does that mean I get less sleep if I take a bath? You know? I do it once every bath.
Self-care, I know.
If you're stressing out with a bath.
They've placed too much, society has placed too much emphasis on yet another label that makes women feel pressured self-care, because people don't realise that the tiniest wee things are your self-care. You know, me putting the washing machine on because there's 3 loads needing done, I class that as self-care because that makes me feel you know, it's overrated. Again, it's been a label where self-care is going to fucking aerobics 4 times a week. Not as self-care is whatever you do to make you feel better, which is why I had the Costa Coconut Latte every fucking day. It's like, because that makes me feel better.
So I feel like hoovering like fucking blinds and random shit, 'cause I'm like, oh, I feel nice. Like, David's
that's
like,
just
you're mental. It's like, you love it. Look at the dirt.
That's
Like, look at the dirt. And he's just like,
alright. And it's also alright if you don't want to do your washing. I mean, it's not me, but it is alright. It's okay, Gemma. As long as you've got a clean penny accent, you let the washing come out the fucking door.
getting inspected. Like,
Me, I am quite a messy person. Like, you know, I can walk in and take this off today. I'm like a hurricane walking through a room. And then you've got a 5-year-old. And I've got the 2 cats. And then you miss a day, you don't feel well, and you miss a day. So you didn't do the laundry that day, and then it goes on. And then it builds up, and then there's 2 days, and then it goes on, you come in and you look at it. And I think like with one person, I'm going, there's not enough hours in the day to do everything all by yourself. So if I was at work at the moment, how would I fit that in and that and still cook a nice meal? Because that's where my happy place, that's my self-care, sitting in the kitchen.
Yeah, you bake.
Baking a lot. I mean, the kitchen is my happy place, but not in a way that I'm putting women back 50 years. Like, I enjoy it. Like, I like to cook, you know, so but I find fitting everything.
Do you know, I know, and I have to say this, hats off to you, because I've thought about this many a time, single parent, and I've said to Keith, listen, my man, if we split up, she's gone with you. Because I have said that to Keith, because I couldn't do it. I know I couldn't do it. I couldn't be the person that did absolutely everything from when she got up in the morning till she went to bed at night, and have my OCD and everything. Do you know, for who I am?
I feel like I could do it, but I always fight against it because I know, and I got made redundant, and I said, and we sat down and I says, I will not be a team player. I can guarantee when I do more, I already did more, but when I do even more, because I feel guilt, like I should, because he's earning, even though I did and I still did it, that's a different story. I'm like, I know I won't be a team player, and sure enough, for like a few months in, and I'm like going at him because I'm like, I'm not doing it all, because it makes me fucking mental, because I resent doing it. I resent doing everything. I'm like, I'm not your fucking slave. I'm not picking it. I want to do it. I want to give in to that person that like, I like to have things a certain way and all that. I'd love to do it, but I fight, and it causes arguments because I won't do it, because I know it'll make me fucking insane. Like it'll send me insane to do it, because it's just more ammunition for hate.
That.
Do you know what I mean?
I wish I was as strong as you to dig my feet in sometimes, and you know, it's nothing personal, you know, about Keith, but you know, as you know, I'm not really your kitchen kind of woman, right? I'm not into cooking, I fucking hate it. I'll do it if I need to, I can do it. So Keith does eat quite a lot out the microwave, and he'll come in and I'll be like, he'll say, what's for my dinner? And sometimes he'll ask for a Tesco curry, and I'm like, a Tesco curry? So you can bung it in the fucking microwave yourself, you know, and it's that, and I'm like you though, I'd be sitting going, oh my, you can't, you can put his dinner in the microwave, do you know what I mean? But then I go, no, it's just a dinner in the microwave, he can zap it in himself, do you know what I mean? So I do that. But then that's where it stops. And I'll do it, because I can do it better anyway. You know, it's just that whole pressure.
I just know it would make me hateful and resentful. Like, it's already borderline there because it's too much. But I know if I did absolutely everything, like I don't do his washing. Like we try and do chores half and half and stuff like that, because I know if I did it and he left a glass out of place, Lord above. Do you know what I mean? Like, there would be a fucking abuse tirade coming at him. So I'm like, I try not. I'd love to do it, but I fight against myself.
Yeah.
Amy likes to watch TV up in my room because she's got the big TV. The big TV's not in the living room, the big TV's at my room. So she likes to go up there and watch YouTube, obviously. And I'll go up at night and I'll get into bed and there's sweet wrappers and there's sticky stuff in the bed and there's like under the bed. I went to Hoover the other week and there was like a squished ice cream in the carpet.
Oh no!
And I stood on it and then there's gummies and there's something stuck to the ceiling that resembles a turtle. But I'm quite small and I can't get it down. Just throwing it up and it's stuck there. And it's whatever it's made of, it's starting to seep out. And I can't reach it and it's just there, that's just life now. But I said, if you sit
What is so good that sticks to the
I don't
ceiling
know.
that well?
It's been there for months it's been there.
It's got me up on a challenge now, I'll leave you with that.
I'll have to take a picture of it. But I go in and it's my room and it's my space, you know. Her room can be a mess if she wants it to be a mess, but my room is my space.
I get that. I
do see that.
Like I try to make spaces in the house just about me and Andres without the kids. Like just like we have pictures, we have a whole frame of pictures where it's just me and Andres, and I know Alexia, who's 6, she always asks like, why am I not in the picture? Because you're in every other bloody picture and you have like printouts that are twice as big and everything, so this one is just about us. I do say that actually, she hates it because I don't love you.
Oh, you're so...
I know, but I'm sort of trying to toughen her up, and she goes, yeah you do, like yeah I do. But I mean, she calls that my shit, but no, I do need I need my space as well. I need time where it's just
And that's self-care,
it is self-care, yeah.
Which is all, bringing it back and probably wrap it up now, which is all part of the question, can women have it all, which includes that as well, everything that we do for our children and co-parenting and everything else. But I think we could probably talk about this again another day and cover so many other issues and topics as well. There's just so much, but I think we've covered loads today. So thank you, ladies. There's Gemma, Kirsty, Maureen, and me, Mhairi. Thank you. We'll be with you next time.